Good morning, card media. RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Picked this one off the bay recently. 1988 Chef Boyardee Mike Schmidt Mint 9. 89 Chef Boyardee Mint 9. Now, something I've started doing as we're going through and collecting cards for Mr. Schmidt and whatnot is, I know a lot of people say that the value of cards are, well, I don't know how it says it. It can be seen that the value of cards depends on a lot of things: the player, the condition, the year, the set, the star power of that player, all kinds of things. Yankees might get a little bit of a premium. Dodgers, Cubs, the famous teams get a little bit of a premium. Stupid teams like my Phillies don't get any respect at all. But I believe there's value in mint 10s and mint 9s, or gem mint 10s, if you want to call them that, and 9s. I think those cards will retain their value regardless of the player or the card. So I started picking up mint 9 Mike Schmidt cards whenever I find them, but I would try my best not to spend more than $20 all in. So in other words, including shipping, I'm trying my best to pick up all mint 9 Mike Schmidt cards I can find, and just for fun, just to have them in my set. And this is just another one that I picked up recently and got a mint 9. I think I only paid like 15 bucks all in on these things, so I'm doing my best to get as many as I can. That is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Random baseball item of the day. This one made me chuckle a little. So I'm going through my cards. I was looking for something cool to give away. Came across this one, 2001 Thurman Munson. It's a 2001 Topps design, but that's not what it was. Now, why did I think this was a 2001 is because it was in with my 2001 Topps cards. It's where I keep them, store them for my trading card database.com stuff. This is where that card was. This is a normal 2001 Topps card. A guy named Mike Lansing. Turn them over. They look the same. Everything looked the same about this card versus the other one. But this one, if you look up there real tight on the sheet, this one is actually from 2021 Topps Archives. They got me. When I was sorting cards, I accidentally sorted my Thurman Munson 2021 Archives card in with the 2001 actual Topps cards. So I just thought that was interesting. I got to do better as I'm sorting cards, making sure I'm not throwing in, what I want to say, I'm not throwing in archives cards with the regular cards. So I just thought that was interesting. All right, today's trivia question. Today's trivia question is thus. I've been doing a lot of award cards this week, and various MLB awards, I should say, this week. And we're going to stick with that theme. So the Yankees have had many MVP winners and several Cy Young Award winners. Okay, the Yankees. Now, in all of their Cy Young and MVP award winners, my question to you is, did the Yankees ever have an MVP and a Cy Young in the same season? Were they ever able to sweep those two awards? If so, say yes, and give me the year that it happened, or multiple years, tell me all the years that it happened. If no, just tell me no. All right? So that is the question. Your prize for getting that, for sending me an answer to that question, 5 really cool Hall of Fame or near Hall of Fame cards, different years. So from 1981 through 85, here we go. Al Oliver, who I think should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. This is a 1991 card from when he was with the Rangers. 1982 Topps Keith Hernandez, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. 1993, Dwight Dewey Evans should be in the Hall of Fame. 1984, Tony Perez, who is in the Hall of Fame, proudly wearing the Phillies blue in this card. 1985, Phil Niekro, Hall of Famer. So 5 fantastic Topps cards. 5 fantastic Topps cards for your viewing pleasure. If you can answer that question about the Yankees MVP and Cy Youngs, all right? Moving on, today, what I call large set Friday. We're doing a full set today. I might have shown this off before, but wanted to show it off again. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it is pretty cool. I have here the 1986 O-Pee-Chee card, not the Topps, but the O-Pee-Chee. Starting in the mid-70s, going on to the end of the, back into the late 80s, O-Pee-Chee started producing card sets of mirrored Topps, but were much smaller. So in 1986, the total print run, or the total number of cards in the full set, was 396. Here's the checklist, all right? There were 3 checklists in the set. Each one had 132 cards. That's why you ended up with 396 total. That's not really right because it's a little bit bigger than that. But anyway, these are your 3 checklists. And the reason they made a lot less, a couple of reasons: they didn't put in all of the cards. Secondly, they didn't put in anything like, there were no team cards, there were no manager cards, there were no highlight cards, there were no all-star cards. They just had player cards. So what I'm going to show off to you, just show you off, they look exactly like 1986 Topps cards. But one of the unique things about that is they actually put in cards with player stats and pictures from whatever team they played in the previous year, like Topps did. But when this person had been traded in the off season, the O-Pee-Chee, what O-Pee-Chee did, the Topps didn't do, is it put it in the correct team frame with who the player was playing with then, and added a little type print to the card front that says, now with such and such a team. So here are all of the cards from 1986 O-Pee-Chee where a player was traded, because they didn't do a traded set in the offseason. They simply included this. Here we go. Bob Ojeda. He's shown with the Red Sox because that's how he finished up the Red Sox. He finished up with the Red Sox in 1984, or I'm sorry, 1985. Traded to the Mets in the offseason, so they threw in the little now with the Mets, and he put him in the Mets frame. So Bob Ojeda, Mike Stenhouse from the Twins to the Red Sox, Steve Yeager, famously from the Dodgers, now with the Mariners, Ken Schramm from the Twins to the Indians, Dave Schmidt from the Rangers to the White Sox, Darrell Porter from the Cardinals to the Rangers, Barbaro Garby from the Tigers to the A's, Tim Tuffle from the Twins to the Mets. Boy, the Twins were sellers that year, weren't they? Ozzie Virgil from the Phillies to the Braves, David Green from the Brewers. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, no, from the Giants to the Brewers. I'm reading wrong. Manny Trio from the Giants to the Cubs, Dave Palmer from the Expos to the Braves, Mike Heath from the A's to the Cardinals, Joaquin Andujar from the Cardinals to the A's, Dave LaPointe from the Giants to the Tigers, Sammy Stewart from the Orioles, long time with the Orioles, from the Orioles to the Red Sox, Britt Burns from the White Sox to the Yankees, Steve Bedrosian from the, I don't even say what club he was from on the picture, can't tell. He was from the Braves before that, Braves to the Phillies. He actually won the Cy Young for the Phillies in '87. Ron Renicky from the Orioles to the Yankees, Scott Fletcher from the White Sox to the Rangers, Bill Gullickson from the Expos to the Reds, Rich Thompson from the Indians to the Brewers, Sal Butura from the Expos to the Reds, John Denny from the Phillies to the Reds, Dave Collins from the A's to the Tigers. Bill Lasky, Expos to the Giants. John Mumfree, Astros to the Cubs. Eddie Romero, Brewers to the Red Sox. Juan Beniquez, Angels to Orioles. Gary Redus from the Reds to the Phillies. Gary Lucas, from Expos to Angels. Eddie Vandenberg from Mariners to Dodgers. And then look at this one. Bobby Cox, now general manager of the Atlanta Braves. He was with the Brewers as their manager, but now he is the general manager of the Atlanta Braves. I know he didn't like that job too much, but he went to the Braves as general manager for a while. Lastly, I'm going to flip through all the Hall of Famers that were included in the O-Pee-Chee set. Real quick, you got your Tony Gwynn, Ryan Sandberg, Eddie Murray, Harold Baines, Dave Winfield, Tony Perez, nice Nolan Ryan, Rich Gossage, Steve Carlton, Alan Trammell, Bruce Sutter, Robin Yount, Gary Carter, Roddy Fingers, Dennis Eckersley, Mike Schmidt, Phil Niekro, Andre Dawson, Boggs, Paul Molitor, Jack Morris, Bert P. Home, Bly Levin, Tim Raines, Carlton Fisk, Ozzie Smith, George Brett, Jim Rice, Kirby Puckett, Don Sutton, Cal Ripken, Lee Smith, Rod Carew, Tom Seaver, and Reggie Jackson. So that is your O-Pee-Chee set. O-Pee-Chees, like I said, in the late 70s through the mid 80s, was a very boring set from a standpoint of not having all the bells and whistles that some of the other offerings had. It really doesn't matter to me because, again, I'm a set collector. I just want to have the whole set, regardless of how it looks, regardless of its value. But I do like the all that you get with the top set, all that you get with some of the modern sets too, with a couple other tweaks, bells and whistles with the highlight cards, all-star cards, and things like that. So there you have it. Another quick one for you today. Come back again on Sunday. We got the trivia recap and whatnot. So if you like this, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. If not, still do that because I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you all again on Sunday. And then don't forget, next week we'll have more of the same, more great videos, trivia, and prizes. All right. I appreciate you all watching. Have a good week. Take care.